Hi friends, today we are going to cover IELTS General Training Volume 1, Test Number 1, Section 2. In this video, we will be covering two passages of Section 2, and as we had discussed, we will be covering two short work-related passages. The first passage is about company in-person complaints process. So in-person means you're complaining about somebody face-to-face. And how does this process work? Okay, let's take a look at the type of questions that we have. So we have a completion type flow chart given to us, and we have to do it in no more than 3 words. It's a complaint process that we have to actually go into. So a customer reports a problem with the product. Demonstrate empathy and understanding by what? Okay. So we have to first see where the process is starting. So start by showing the customer that you understand how they feel. Okay, so understand how they feel is showing empathy. Empathy, right? So empathy, you can do this by repeating the problem to the customer. Okay, so how can you do that? And understanding by repeating the problem. So it's going to be as simple as this, repeating the problem. And these are 3 words, so it's fine. Next, check the issue is not due to dash of the product. So what of the product? We are looking at an adjective here. At this point, it is to check the product. Okay, check the product. Okay, to make sure any problems, okay, that caused by incorrect use. So incorrect use is your answer. Due to incorrect use of the product. Incorrect use. Offer dash if appropriate. Okay, offer appropriate. Offer would like a replacement product. Offer replacement product if appropriate. So the answer is going to be replacement product. If the customer declines, ask them if they would like, okay, if they refuse, if they would like a refund. So like a refund. Okay. If complaint is not resolved, inform about, okay, if not resolved, if it is not resolved, okay, so in rare cases may wish to take the complaint further. Besides, so what do? You will find a notice that lists the number of complaints helpline. So what do? Inform about, yeah, we inform about complaints helpline. So we write that over here. Complaints helpline. Allow customer to speak to dash if available. Okay. Speak to agents. Okay, no. At this point, you're authorized to allow them to speak to a senior colleague. So a senior colleague. Speak to a senior colleague. Make sure you're writing the correct spellings of all the words. Follow up by contacting dash to check complaint has been resolved. By contacting customer only. It is important. Following up the complaint. Call customer services. Call customer services. Contacting or calling is the same thing. So customer services is your answer, right? Okay, let's move on to the next passage, and that is working from home. It talks all about working from home, who and when. Then it talks about cyber security. These are the only 2 heads. So when you are reading these passages, try to also pay attention to the subheadings that have been highlighted or written in bold. Okay, so here we go. And this is true, false, not given type question 22 to 27. In the majority of the cases, we get the answers in the chronological order only. The working from home policy should be followed now by all employees. Should be followed. So this is the policy and it should be followed now by all employees. These are very important keywords that we have to find. Let's see. Should be followed. Okay. As we face challenges, we need to balance the needs and desires. So it's not really there in the first para. Who and when. So who means followed by everyone or not. There are 3 different types of working from home: occasional, temporary, and permanent. Things come up in everyone's lives, right? And issues around parenting, transport, medical needs, or even the weather can mean that it's difficult or impossible to get to the office. In most cases, you will be asked to take a day of leave, but those employees in critical position will need to continue to work from home. Your manager will inform you on the day in question whether your position is critical or not. So it is true that there are 3 kinds of people who are working from home: occasional, temporary, and permanent, and it happens in everyone's lives, right? So this answer is going to be true. It is followed by all employees. It is true. Next is, most employees who are unable to get to the office will be asked to work from home. Okay, who are unable to get to the office will be asked to work from home. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. No, most cases you will be asked to take a leave. But if you are in a critical position, then you will be asked to continue to work from home. That means this is not true, because you can take a leave if you can't come to the office. So this is false, right? Employees working from home will be given a reduced amount of work to do. That is not mentioned, I guess. Whether you'll be given a less work or more work, your manager will inform you on the day in question whether your position is critical or not. All the guidance below regarding cybersecurity still applies to occasional working from home. Temporarily includes so and so, including your manager will arrange. Okay, not mentioned whether you will be given less work or more work. So definitely not given. Most of the time in such simple ones, if you see something is weird, something fishy, something not falling in line with the question, something completely, opposite of what the passage could be about, then it's most probably not given. Employees who have recently had a baby will be able to work from home. I think we talked about this. We read about maternity leave. Those on maternity leave, right? So working from home temporarily include those on maternity or paternity leave. Okay. So they will be given an opportunity. Yes, it is true. Employees must accept their manager's decision about working from home. Okay, must accept. Okay. So you must accept. Your manager will arrange a status review session at least once a month to agree with your working. Okay. If you dispute the manager's assessment of your needs, then contact the Human Resources Department to discuss appealing against the decision. That means you don't have to accept it. I mean, it's not a must accept thing, right? So it is false. Most employees will probably be refused permission permanently. Okay. Most employees. Okay. Permanent working is available to very limited. Yeah. Makes sense. Generally to those who have been employed under the Disability Inclusion Program. Other employees, permanent, but please note, requests are unlikely to be granted. So yeah, it's true. It is true. So this part actually is the easiest of all parts, and we have been able to complete it quite easily. I will see you in the next video with the last section very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.